platform. This is Mr. Mlonga, aka the teacher, here to do mathematics indeed. Be ready for the lesson that is coming forth. If you are new to this channel, you are welcome. Please subscribe so that every time we post a video, you are the first to be notified. We'll be posting videos every day.
Patalo bonse tu abana ma play shy Nikatai mu fefisu ma fileisa Bafye mu izu ipangile lecture Nikapema bafye she fell into lecture you But life mo isende.
On the solving board, we have a quadratic equation that can be solved using quadratic formula. First of all, under solutions, we have to write a general quadratic equation. N x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is a general quadratic equation. So if we have to compare this with the question that we have to solve, then it means that we can identify A, B, and C. So like in this case, A is the coefficient of x squared. So our A is this coefficient of x squared, which is that 2. Hence, we are saying A is equal to 2. This A is occupying the same position with that 2. Then B is the coefficient of x to the power 1. This is our x to the power 1. Hence, the coefficient of this x is B. And as such, for this equation, the coefficient is -3. So we are saying B is equal to -3. C is the constant, a number without x. So in this case, our C is going to be equal to -6. Make sure that you pick them together with the mathematical operations or the signs. Then, the quadratic formula states that x is equal to -b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So at this point, it's just a matter of substitution. So if we have to substitute into this now, we are saying that x is equal to -b. Our b is that -3. This negative here, it's the negative that I've written here first. And make sure that this line actually reaches this point. So then, there is this negative which is here, then open brackets, b is -3. So you write a -3 there. Then close brackets plus or minus root b squared. Our b is -3. So we have the -3 in brackets to the power 2, then minus 4ac. 4 times our a in this case is 2. So 2 then times our c in this case is -6. So -6 there. Then you draw a straight bar which stands for division over 2 times a. Our a in this case is that 2, so you write a 2 in this position. When you do that, you have to do the possible multiplications there. Then you are saying that x is equal to negative times negative positive. Hence we have a 3 plus or minus root of -3 to the power 2 means -3 times -3, which will give us a positive 9. Negative times negative positive 4 times 2 times 6. We are talking about 48, because this is 4 times 6, which is 24. 24 times 2, 48. So we have a 48 there. Then over 2 times 2 will be a 4. I have a 4 here. This is going to be equal to, you add inside the root. When you add inside the root, what are you going to have? You are going to have a 57. 9 plus 48 is 57. So then, we are going to say this is equal to 3 plus or minus root 57 over 4. At this point, to find the square root of 57. What is the square root of 57? It will actually be root 57. Root 57 The square root of 57, the square root of 57 is going to be equal to 7.549. So we have 3 plus or minus 7.549 over 4. At this point, you have two mathematical operations at the same point. I'm talking about this point there. There are two mathematical operations. There's a plus and a minus. So you have to distribute them such that you're going to have x is equal to 3 plus 7.549 over 4. Then the other one is going to be x is equal to 3 minus 7.549 over 4, like that. What we have done here is this plus is the one we have here. This minus is the one we have here. So we are going to get two different values of x. For this one here, you are going to have x is equal to 3 plus this 7.549. What are you going to get? You're going to get 10.549 over 4. This one here, you're going to have x is equal to, when you subtract 7.549 from that, it will give you a negative 4.549 then over 4. When you divide this 4 into that 10 point, what are you going to have? In this case, we are going to have 2.64. 2.64. This 2.64 is our first value of x. For the second one, what are you going to have? You are going to have a negative. When you divide through there, you are going to have equal to negative 1.14. 14 as your answer. So there will be two values in this case. We have this and that. This being a quadratic equation, the highest power is 2. When the highest power is 2, like in this case, it is said to be a quadratic equation or an equation of order 2, meaning there must be two values of x. That's why we have these two values of x. The other thing is, you have to be able to identify A, B, C. The coefficient of x to the power 2 is the A. So in this case, this coefficient here, the 2, is the A. Because when you equate these two here, you say 2x squared is equal to ax squared. This and that will cancel. You remain with A is equal to 2. This is what is happening. When you equate this, negative 3x is equal to bx, you are going to have this x and that x cancelling. Then you have b is equal to negative 3. This is how we get this negative 3. Then the c, you just equate the number or the variable, the number without x. So in this case, this constant c is equal to the number without x. After doing that identification, what to do next is you substitute correctly. This formula is very important and you must have to master it. When you master this formula, you should also be able to use it such that where there is b, this b, you write the b which is negative 3. But remember, there is a negative which is coming from the formula. It must be stated there. Then there's this negative which is coming with the value of b. It must also be stated there. Then at this point, you have two mathematical operations coming one after the other. Therefore, you have to say negative times negative, giving out a positive 3 in this case. After doing that, you go inside the root. You have this negative 3 to the power 2. It will give you a positive 9. Then from there, negative times negative will give you, or it will determine the mathematical operation there, which is positive. 4 times 2 times 8, you're going to have this 48. At this point, you concentrate on what is in the root. 9 plus 48 will give you a 57. Evaluate what is in the root. So the square root of this 57 is going to be 7.549, like that. At this point, you have these two mathematical operations, so you distribute them. This is the guide to give you two values of x. So first of all, we add. Then second, we subtract. However, the division must be picked just the same way it is. This 4 has to go with us just like that. Then you deal with what is in the numerator, you get a 10.549. Divide by 4, you get this value. Then for this one, you subtract a bigger number from a small number, you get a negative 4.549. When you divide by 4, you get negative 1.14, and this is the answer. This marks the end of our lesson. Please, if you have not subscribed, this is the time to do so. It's mathematics all the way until Jesus Christ comes. Take a minute of your time and imagine the world without mathematics.